Welcome back to Coin Tool, where we uncover the hidden stories and surprising values behind the coins in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small coin with a big story. You might just be holding on to a fortune without even knowing it. Let's go all the way back to the early 1980s. Ronald Reagan was president. MTV had just launched, and inflation was becoming a serious issue. The cost of materials, especially metals, was rising sharply. And guess what? It started to cost more than 1 cent to make a 1-cent coin. Up until 1982, the Lincoln penny was made mostly of copper. That copper wasn't cheap. The United States Mint realized that they were literally losing money with every penny they produced. So they had to make a change. And 1982 was the year it all happened. But here's where it gets really interesting. 1982 wasn't just the year they changed the metal. It was a year of transition. The U.S. Mint didn't simply switch overnight from copper to zinc. Instead, they produced both copper pennies and copper-coated zinc pennies throughout the year. That means there are 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln Cent 7. And one of them is incredibly rare. Let's break down those varieties. You've got large date and small date designs. Then you've got copper composition and zinc composition. Combine that with coins struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and you get a total of 7 different kinds. There should be 8, but only 7 are officially confirmed, and that's where the story gets spicy. In 2017, a coin collector named Paul found something incredible. A 1982 small date penny made of copper. That combination wasn't supposed to exist. Experts confirmed its authenticity, and suddenly, a new legend was born. Only a few examples are known to exist, and they have sold for over $18,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. One little penny sold for nearly 20 grand. So what makes these pennies so valuable? It all comes down to 2 things: rarity and composition. Most 1982 pennies are worth just face value. But if you find one that's rare, especially one of those rare small date copper coins from Denver, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Here's how to tell what kind of 1982 penny you have. First, look at the date. The small date has thinner and taller numbers. The large date looks more rounded and thick. The most noticeable difference is in the number 2. The small date 2 has a sharp curve, while the large date 2 looks more bloated. Next, test the weight. You'll need a precise scale. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A zinc penny weighs around 2.5 grams. If your 1982 small date penny weighs over 3 grams, stop everything. You might have one of the rarest modern coins in America. But even among the common 1982 pennies, there are some in mint state condition that fetch higher prices. A flawless 1982 small date zinc penny from Philadelphia, graded MS68 by a professional service, has sold for over $500. Not bad for a coin most people ignore. Now, let's talk about current market values. As of this year, 2025, here's what collectors are paying. Common 1982 copper or zinc pennies in circulated condition, around 1 cent to 5 cents. Uncirculated examples, especially high-grade mint state coins, $10 to $50 depending on the variety. 1982 small date copper penny, if authenticated, can sell between $15,000 to $20,000 or more at auction. So what should you do? Start checking your change. Go through old penny rolls. Look for 1982 pennies and weigh them. Examine the date size. Keep your eyes peeled for anything unusual. Because you never know, you might find a tiny treasure hiding in plain sight. And here's a pro tip. If you think you have a rare variety, don't try to clean it. That could destroy its value. Instead, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service. This coin, the humble Lincoln penny, reminds us that even the smallest things can have incredible value. Whether it's a link to American history, a curiosity of minting transitions, or a piece of unexpected treasure, the 1982 penny is more than just 1 cent. It's a story. And maybe, just maybe, a jackpot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln penny, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden coin secrets. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever found a rare penny? Or are you inspired to start checking your change a little closer? Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. Where we explore the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. In today's video, we're diving deep into the story behind a small but mighty piece of American history, the 1996 Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the penny. At first glance, it may look like just another coin jingling in your pocket, but some versions of the 1996 penny are worth way more than just 1 cent. In fact, they could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone like you. So stick around as we uncover the hidden history, unique varieties, and current market value of the 1996 Lincoln penny that could be worth a surprising amount of money. First, let's start with the basics. The 1996 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Philadelphia have no mint mark. The Denver mint ones carry a small D just below the date, and the San Francisco mint struck proof coins, which feature a small S. These proof coins were made with special care and are known for their mirror-like finish and sharp details. Now, let's talk about the design. The obverse, or front, of the penny features a profile of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and has been in use since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse, or back, of the 1996 penny still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. This small detail makes the design iconic. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most 1996 pennies are worth just 1 cent in everyday circulation. But collectors know that not all pennies are created equal. Some special versions of the 1996 penny can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition, rarity, and demand. So what makes a 1996 penny valuable? Well, there are a few key factors. First up is condition. A coin that is uncirculated or in mint state condition will always be worth more than one that's been worn down by use. Collectors often look for coins that are graded by third-party services like PCGS or NGC. A 1996 penny graded MS67 or higher can be quite valuable. For example, a 1996 D penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold at auction for over $500. That's a huge return for a 1-cent coin. Next is color. Pennies are made primarily of copper-plated zinc since 1982. Over time, they can change color depending on how they're stored or handled. Collectors love bright red coins. Not red like blood, but red as in their original coppery tone. The redder and shinier, the better. Brown or toned coins are less valuable, though still collectible. Another factor is errors and varieties. Error coins are coins that were made with a mistake during the minting process. These mistakes can include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and more. For example, a 1996 penny with a visible double die on the obverse, meaning Lincoln's image or the date appears slightly doubled, could be worth far more than face value. Some rare errors have sold for over $1,000. There are also transitional errors. While these are more common in years where coin compositions or designs were changing, a few rare examples can still appear in years like 1996. Keep an eye out for coins that feel slightly heavier or lighter than normal, as this could be a sign of an unusual composition. Now, let's look at current market values. As of now, most 1996 pennies in circulated condition are still worth just 1 cent. But here's the exciting part. If you find a 1996 penny in brilliant uncirculated condition, it could fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on color and quality. If it's graded MS67 or MS68 by a reputable grading company, its value can jump dramatically, sometimes reaching over $100 or more. Rare errors and varieties can go even higher, with some fetching $500 or more at auction.so. How can you tell if your 1996 penny is valuable? Start by looking at the color and condition. If it's bright red and has no visible wear, it might be worth grading. Next, check for any doubling in the text or Lincoln's image. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. And finally, weigh the coin. A standard 1996 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. Anything noticeably heavier or lighter might indicate a rare minting error. Also, if you have a proof 1996 penny from a special mint set, it could be worth a bit more, especially if it's still in its original packaging or has been well preserved. Before we wrap up, let's go over some quick tips to identify a potentially valuable 1996 penny. Number 1. Look for the mint mark. Number 2. Check the coin's color and shine. Number 3. Examine for any doubling or unusual features. Number 4. Weigh the coin if possible. Number 5. Consider sending it for grading if it looks flawless. So there you have it. A tiny copper coin from 1996 could be hiding a treasure trove of value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it pays to pay attention to the details. Who knows? The next time you reach into your pocket or check your change jar, you might just find a penny that's worth way more than 1 cent. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin history, market updates, and collecting tips, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable penny, and what other coins you want us to cover next. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode where we break down the hidden value in everyday coins. Today, we're diving into a coin that millions of people have seen but probably never looked at twice, the 2003 1-cent penny featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln. Yes, that small brown coin in your change jar could actually be worth a lot more than just 1 cent, and here's why. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person, and Lincoln was chosen for his legacy as one of America's greatest presidents. Over the years, the coin design has gone through a few changes, but since 1959, the reverse side has featured the Lincoln Memorial. Now, in 2003, the penny was still being struck with the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse design made primarily of copper-plated zinc, which had replaced the older bronze composition back in 1982. But even though hundreds of millions were minted that year, not all 2003 pennies are created equal. So what makes some 2003 Lincoln cents valuable? Well, it all comes down to condition, mint errors, and sometimes just rarity. Let's break it down. First up is condition. If you have a 2003 penny in uncirculated condition, or even better in mint state condition graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth way more than face value. For example, a 2003 penny with a grade of MS68, which is nearly perfect, has sold for over $100 at auction. That's right, 1 cent turned into over $100 just because it was in pristine shape. Next, let's talk about mint errors. This is where things get really interesting. Some 2003 pennies were struck with off-center errors, die cracks, double dies, and even missing elements on the coin surface. A double die, for instance, can show doubling in the letters or numbers and collectors absolutely love these flaws because they're rare and unusual. Some error pennies from 2003 have sold for anywhere from $50 to even $500 depending on how dramatic and noticeable the error is. Now let's talk mint marks. The 2003 penny was made at two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. You'll see a small D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. Most 2003 D pennies are pretty common, but again the value spikes when you factor in errors or high grades. What about proof coins? Well, in 2003 the U.S. Mint also made proof sets, which include specially made pennies with extra sharp details and a mirror-like finish. These were not made for circulation and were only sold in sets to collectors. A 2003 proof penny in perfect condition can fetch a few dollars up to $20 or more depending on its grade and demand. So what's the current market like for these coins? As of now, in 2025, there's growing interest in coins from the early 2000s, especially with younger collectors entering the hobby. Online marketplaces like eBay and coin auctions often list 2003 Lincoln pennies in top condition for prices between $10 and $150, with error coins going for even more. Check if you have a valuable one. Grab your change jar. Look for 2003 pennies, then check the condition. Look closely for errors or unusual features. And if you think you have a rare one, consider getting it professionally graded. You never know, that humble penny in your hand could be worth a whole lot more than you think. So to sum it all up, the 2003 Abraham Lincoln penny might just look like pocket change, but under the right conditions it can be a small treasure. High grade condition, rare errors, proof strikes, and collector demand all play a part in turning that coppery coin into a piece of real value. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Got any interesting coins lying around? Let us know in the comments and we might feature it in a future video. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting.